Hello and welcome. You have tuned into WION Sports Extra. I am Nikhil Mathur, and as always, I'm joined by my mentor Digvijay Singh Deo and by my colleague Shibashish Nandi. Is Antonio Conte's time up at Tottenham Hotspur? That's what we are going to discuss in this live. You know, when he went on that rant and he criticized the club and the players, saying that they don't have the mentality, they settle for mediocrity. I think, and his contract is up at the end of this season. Do you think he'll go before that? He will be sacked?
A lot of players are, newspapers in England are reporting that he's probably managed his last game. The 3-3 draw against Southampton was his last game. And the Spurs hierarchy are now desperately looking around to see who is available. That's also a problem in the middle of the season with 2-3 months to go. The call they have to take is, okay, getting rid of him is easy. Who comes in at this short period of time? Palace didn't get anyone. Palace have just appointed Roy Hodgson, who retired last time saying he was too old. But they've got him back because they've got no one. Yeah. The thing with Conte is, didn't you see this coming? Nandi, we've seen him at Inter, wins a championship, leaves in Chelsea. He's a guy who comes in for results, but he wants things his way. And there was always that fear when he took over at Tottenham in 2021, that how long will this relationship last with Daniel Levy, because Spurs are not that kind of a team which go out and buy players just because they have the money. Yeah, Daniel Levy is a tough negotiator, right? Yeah. And the fact that Conte has always been saying we need investment has been going on for a while. There's nothing new there. But the rant which you went on, when you're saying that you're accusing the players of being selfish, when you're saying that, the club are stuck in a certain place and they're not going to go anywhere, that they've accepted that mentality. You're talking about players like Harry Kane, England captain, Son, South Korean captain, all Golden Boot winner, they're international superstars, There's obviously bound to be a pushback. And the moment a coach loses the dressing room, I think he's lost the dressing room. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, to add to your point, but Conte is used to winning trophies. He's a 4-time.
Then why did he come to Tottenham?
Exactly.
Who's not won anything since 2008.
Exactly. That was weird when he came.
Obviously, Nandi, he also came to Tottenham because he felt that team could win. Yeah. Let's see the team which he took to the Serie A title. Okay, he had Lukaku, but Juventus were the team which was sort of ruling Italian football. He obviously felt that this is a team he can take to the next level. And let's be fair, it's a very good Spurs team which he inherited. It's a very good Spurs team even now.
Because Tottenham have shown that they are going to be there in the top 4. They played a Champions League final and they have the pedigree. If you just see them on paper, so
this is a Pochettino team, right? This is almost the same Pochettino team.
Yeah, Conte, he has bought hardly 3-4 players.
Yeah. A lot of them transferred. I've got that list. I think Dejan Kulusevski coming in was big, but then Bentancur coming in was there, but they've got injured. That's also one of the reasons why they're sort of falling off the pace.
But they're definitely a team who can challenge. Like on paper, they look like a team that can definitely challenge for title. And sometimes they do. Sometimes they play well, but it's the last hurdle that they always fall on.
Just look one second before we get there. I was just looking at the matches they've lost in the Premier League this year, okay? Unbeaten till 1st of October, lose to Arsenal. Okay, that's a match you shouldn't lose. But let's face it, Arsenal were also a team on the up at that point of time. Then they lose to Manchester United. Then they lose to Newcastle United, who technically at that point were in the top 3. Yeah. Okay? Then they lose to Liverpool, who were sort of coming up after a bad start. Then Aston Villa. Again Arsenal. Man City. Then I think the slide is this. Leicester City, Wolves, and then the draw against Southampton. I think this is where they've sort of fallen off the pace. And then you have to remember they also crashed out of the FA Cup, of the EFL Cup, and that was against Sheffield, against Nottingham Forest. Until he was there in the Champions League, you would think that, okay, they look the other way because everybody wants the Champions League more than anything else, right, in Europe. Let's face it.
Yeah. Absolutely. But do you think another point I just want to bring it here, that he was unwell, he got through the surgery and everything. Do you think that at that time he lost, the control of the dressing room? Or
no, I don't think so. I think the problem with Antonio Conte is it's always been my way or the highway. I think Shibashish will be able to tell us more about how the relationship broke down at Chelsea, because they won the league the previous year.
Yeah. And then, again, he is a strict person. I mean, he wants. I mean, as you said, he wants it his way. There were reports of players mutiny in Chelsea as well, and same happened. I mean, more so in Tottenham.
Who's the Brazilian, the Spanish Brazilian? What's his name? Costa.
Yeah,
Big Costa.
Even when he was unwell, when he went to Italy, his assistant manager, he took over, and Stuani, and he was getting the result, which Conte wasn't able to when he was here. I mean, for the last 2-3 games, I mean, before he had to undergo that gallbladder surgery. So maybe that kind of trickled the players that, maybe when he's not there, we are playing better. The atmosphere in the dressing room is better. So, I mean, if Harry Kane...
the irony is, you're Tottenham Hotspur. Think of this. You Tottenham Hotspur, you replace Jose Mourinho with Antonio Conte. Both combustible managers. Both asking a lot. I think what Spurs need is someone like a Klopp.
Or a Pochettino.
But someone who would sort of, I think getting rid of Pochettino was the biggest mistake they made. Someone like Klopp who just sort of is a good manager. I think
can motivate.
No, why did Conte? When you talk of Conte, we need to put this in context. Wins Serie A, leaves the next within a few months. Why? Because the club is not willing to put in that investment. He's been asked to sell players to fund the next stage, or there were some financial problems over there. So I think that's the problem with Conte. That my way or the highway. But for someone sort of like you, do you think that Spurs will continue to sort of be in this race for a top 4, not challenge for titles? Because they spent a lot of money on the stadium, 1 billion.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the case right now, and I think, I mean, the entire drama will this trigger Harry Kane as well, because he hasn't won anything and people consider him as one of the best in the English Premier League. Will this trigger, like, he'll be like, I am done with it now? Will that, and United
Where
are
does he
looking...
go? Because it was him or Haaland, and City went for Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
What I think it's Manchester
United
or even Real Madrid. I mean,
he's going. I don't think he'll stay, because Harry Kane is sort of a player who's come up the ranks. I remember his debut. I mean, like Bale, he came in from nowhere and
he joined from Arsenal. Then he was
all over the place, and then sort of got that chance under Tim Sherwood. Tim Sherwood. That was that season. I think Tim Sherwood, and then he didn't look back. But I think, does he want to be a Steven Gerrard, that you play all your club football for one team and never win the league? I think Harry Kane came very close to leaving on a couple of occasions now in the last 3 or 4 years, right? He's come very close to leaving. And if they don't make top 4 and don't get into the Champions League, I think he's walking. And they'll have to cash in on him. And
if he walks in, like, the core of Tottenham Hotspur's attack goes. So it's again, they have to go into a rebuild again, start from the scratch.
In a way, that may be good for Tottenham. I mean, if he leaves, it's going to be at least 100 million.
But Shivashish, what do you think of Conte's claims that this club is happy being where they are, status quo?
Well, they
are.
It's
not a very ringing endorsement of the way the club is run.
I mean, unfortunately, it's the truth. I mean, Tottenham, it's been 65 years that they last won a trophy.
No, they won the 2007-8.
Audi Cup.
Something, no? Audi Cup. No, they won something. 7-8.
Yeah, so
they won the FA Cup, the League Cup. They won.
I mean,
Juan de Ramos, Harry Redknapp, that just over there.
Okay, maybe. I mean, I don't remember because it's as unusual.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, I mean, they have been challenging for the top 4 for, I don't know, for the previous 7-8 seasons. They were a good team under Pochettino, but they never were
even under Redknapp.
Yeah, I mean, with Bentley and all, they've always been an exciting team, but they have never been a title contender.
Yeah.
Yes, they have Harry.
They one year, no, that the Leicester City run. Yeah. That year, they came very close.
They came close, and it feels like the next year is going to be their year after a good run. But again, it all falls down. That has been their story.
But also because I just think that the chopping and changing, that's also a sort of issue. You get rid of manager. Daniel Levy is probably we're giving him exalted status, but he's gone through them like Real Madrid have. He's gone through a lot of managers.
Yeah, I mean, he was a part of Liverpool as well, and we all know what happened during that phase. So yeah, he's a very, again, just like Conte, he's a very strict man. He wants to control the entire thing in his way.
Any questions? Do we have any questions? Oh, we have some questions. Let's just checking our. Okay, Vipul. This is what we're talking about. Big Spurs fan, clearly. The problem is not with the players or the manager, but with Daniel Levy.
And Levy in caps.
And Levy in caps. But also, Levy is just, Levy is not the actual owner. The actual owner is Joe Lewis, who lives off a yacht in the Bahamas. And I've actually, when I go to cover the Hero World Challenge, that's his golf course, along with Tiger, Albany. And Joe Lewis is somebody who guards his privacy very seriously. He's barely seen if his name is called there, he won't come on stage. You'll see his yacht somewhere there, he stays on his yacht, just comes on. You fault him. The investment, Antonio Conte's time up at Tottenham Hotspur?
74.3% say yes. 25.7% says don't. So most of the people agree that.
I mean, there's no.
Okay, so 2-week break, we're back, the international break's on. Who next?
Maybe they play Everton after.
No, who next in terms of who's out there?
Pochettino.
Andre Villas-Boas, again another Tottenham.
I don't think they'd go for Andre Villas-Boas, but yeah, I mean the probable options are either Pochettino or maybe they can bring Thomas Frank or some other.
Thomas Tuchel is available.
Thomas Tuchel, but yeah, I mean the connection he has with Chelsea fans, I doubt he'll join Tottenham that easily.
Frank Lampard is available. Steven Gerrard is available. No, but Spurs need.
Patrick Vieira is also now.
Patrick Vieira is available. But Spurs, I think, need someone who's been around. So someone sort of who knows how to build a team, who knows how to take a team to the next level. I think Gerrard and Lampard have inherited teams, but I don't think they've built their teams. That's why you sort of like the way Klopp manages, right? He took Liverpool from nowhere to where they are. Where they are, yeah. Okay. Okay, so that's the contest story. What's coming up today?
Preview to India versus Australia, the final match. And we are also previewing the Euro qualifiers, 2024 Euro qualifiers, where Italy and England are placed in the same group. Rashford and Mason Mount have withdrawn from the squad.
And Nick Pope.
And
the big story coming in from France, Kylian Mbappe is going to be captain of Le Bleu, joins a list which has, as you mentioned, Patrick Vieira, Zinedine Zidane, Hugo Lloris, 121 games as captain. That'll be a popular appointment, and obviously, I believe he's the superstar of that team, and he's going to lead them into the next sort of major cycle, the next 7-8 years. He's going to be the biggest player on the planet right now, along with Haaland. But you don't see Haaland sort of doing it in a Euro or in a World Cup. So Kylian Mbappe, and good news. The great Martina Navratilova says she's cancer-free. That's so nice to hear.
Yeah. This and much more in our show at 6:30 p.m. IST. Thanks for tuning in.